What's up, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Challenge Winners and Losers. Excited to discuss this week's episode with you all. Want to start at the top with saying there's been a bit of chatter in the comments about the quality of the audio here, and that's fair. I am sort of a quote unquote mom and pop shop here in Upstart, doing my own thing, starting from the ground floor. Have never done anything like this before, and it may show from time to time, and that's okay, and I'm okay with that. Definitely welcoming any constructive criticism. Just be nice about it. Would really appreciate it. Thank you. Let's get into it. I think in terms of winners and losers, I do want to say that I was a big loser this week. I came into this week's episode with ginormous expectations. Seeing the preview and knowing about the double elimination, as well as a bit of a altercation at the bar between Nelson and Kyle, I think I was prepped for an all-timer. And, at the end of the day, I think it was just an all right challenge episode, which is still great TV. I mean, it is the challenge after all, but I think I'm a little bit of a loser in this scenario. Let's hop right into winners and losers this week now that that's out of the way. My first winner this week is Fessy. And yes, the top knot is in honor of my guy Fessy here. Had to break it out for him after his first elimination win in his run as a challenger. Great inaugural challenge season for you, Fessy. I've been really impressed with what you're bringing to the table thus far. You've proven that you're a beast of a competitor, albeit a little bit boring of one, but in terms of a rookie competitor, you're putting together a really fine first season, and I think that bodes well for your future on the show. So good job by you. My first loser is teamwork. And yes, I'm going to alternate between winners and losers this week to break up the dynamic a bit. And teamwork in terms of the challenge. If you noticed in the challenge, the people who teamed up together did not do well. And the people who went out on their own and decided to compete as individuals performed very well and ended up winning the challenge. Don't think, teaming up and trying to make three brains into one super brain really worked out that well. So I'm going to have to say teamwork took a big L this week. Winner, Wes and Bananas. Not for the reason you'd think, that they are hilarious as a dynamic, which they are. They're a great duo. They're bringing the comedy week in and week out. But because they threw Jordan into elimination. I think that was the right call. When you have the shot to take out a competitor as strong as Jordan, you have to do it. He's their number one rival in terms of being able to compete for that championship. And so I think they had to do it, and it was the right call, if it was a little bit of a callous one to make. My loser is Nelson. I don't want to spend too much time on Nelson this week. He's really getting on my nerves, and I'm pretty down on him as a whole, lately, but he's a loser this week, even though he won in the elimination. The guy tops everyone in terms of being able to dig his own grave week in and week out. He proves it time and again. A winner this week, Jordan. Keep your head high. You absolutely left it all out there. You're the ultimate competitor. Your competitive spirit is, second to none, and you showed that this week. What an effort. My loser, though, has to be Jordan and Tori. They went in with no real strategy, as they tend to do. And this challenge, it didn't really work out for them. I think sometimes you have to go in with a little bit more of a plan, build a bit of those relationships that others have been building, and they sort of refuse to do that, and that's their shtick. And this season, that showed to hurt them and bite them in the ass, and they were, all the worse for wear for that one. Next winner, Big T. What a delight Big T is. She's just so damn cheerful and such a delight every time she shows up on the screen. I love watching her just entertain the shit out of me week in and week out. Not sure she should be on a stressful and taxing physical competition show at the end of the day. I'm not sure if the challenge is the right format for her, but I'm so entertained and would love to hang out with her and grab a beer. My loser is going to have to be Bear. What was that strategy, Bear, in the elimination against Nelson? Way too high on the pole, letting Nelson get prime position and have all his weight in on the pole while you were just sort of flailing about over him. No real thought put into it. Didn't really look like you were ready for it, which maybe you weren't. You were a little bit blindsided, but really disappointing competition for you in the purgatory. My final winner this week, and I'm really happy to bring this person up because it hasn't been a name that I've said much this season, Melissa. Strong accent, the strongest accent in the game, just a really strong British, accent there that she whips out from time to time. And when she came to Kyle's defense in that bar, I was standing up out of my seat, getting so pumped up, watching her come to her man's side. So love that side of Melissa. Wish she would showcase that fire a little bit more often. But hey, maybe we'll get that in weeks to come. Keep it up, Melissa. That ends this week's edition of Winners and Losers. Hope you enjoyed the winner-loser format as opposed to grouping them all together. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments, and see you guys next week.